Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Mr.Cygnus, back for WCReplays.com for actually something a little different than an audio commentary today. Today I'm going to be doing an audio special. Probably the first audio special ever done before, and the reason I'd like to call it an audio special is today we're actually not going to be seeing a game of me playing or someone else playing. Today we're going to be seeing a practice session between me and 4K Grubby. Grubby, I must say, first things first, I must thank 4K Grubby, because all you're going to hear today are all his ideas and micro tips and information that he gave to me that I've been practicing with lately that has probably increased my game 100-fold. I must say I've played about close to 3,500 solo games. I'm not exaggerating at all. I really have played about 3,500 solo games. I'm pretty much close to my 1,500 icon right now, and these tips that Grubby gave me in this game, plus a lot of other tips I'm be sharing with you today that he's given me over time that I've known him, are really impressive tips that I didn't really get for myself. So anything you hear today, just like to state that these are Grubby's ideas, so he's the one to thank for anything you hear today. Yeah, I'm doing the audio special, but then again, I think it's really important when you do something like this, you should always thank the people that are responsible for what you know. So big thanks to 4K Grubby, and also a big thanks to 4K Fury and a little bit to 4K Junior also, because I'll be sharing some of the tips I've gathered from those guys themselves also. Basically, the background behind this is, I was, after Grubby's witnessing a few of my games that I've played versus Fury, and 4K Grubby see me play quite a few people. He's the first guy ever to come to me and say, Mr. Cygnus, dude, you could be a lot better than what you are. I mean, there's no excuse for you to have like 80 APM in a game like that. Because, there's been times where you could have won a lot of games that you end up losing because you don't micro at all. And then I said to Grubby, I was like, well, what do you mean by micro? I mean, I'm pretty sure my micro is pretty damn good. I mean, I move my archers and they need to be moved. I use my hero skills. I'm producing units. And he says, yeah, well, how many hotkeys do you use? Because I noticed, I looked on your replay and you use 1, 2, and 3, and that's it. And I was like, what do you mean by hotkeys? And at that point, Grubby was like, what do you mean? What do you mean by hotkeys? You don't use freaking hotkeys? And I shit you not, guys, I played 3,500 solo games. I didn't use any freaking hotkeys at all, dude. I'm talking like a bare minimum. I used 1, 2, and 3 for like my units. Melee 1, range 2, casters 3. Yeah, that's pretty insane. So, thanks to 4K Grubby, I mean, these tips you guys are going to see today are probably the most important tips you'll ever get. Any audio ever. I mean, this is pretty much going to be micro and macro in a nutshell. So for the next 45 minutes, I believe this replay goes for, you're going to be seeing a lot of interesting things. So anyways, enough with the overview of what's going on. Let's go ahead and unpause this in 3, 2, 1, unpause. 16, 17, 18. Basically, the point behind having this replay is, you can go ahead and read everything that's being put on the screen. Grubby and I weren't on Ventrilo together, so we actually had to type to each other in the game, which actually is quite nice, because if we were on... Oh, excuse me, dude. Burping it up. Basically, if I was on Ventrilo, you wouldn't be able to see exactly what we were talking about, so I'm kind of glad that that didn't happen, so you're going to get to see everything. Basically, what I'm going to be doing is making a Keeper of the Grove and a few hunts, and we're going to be playing some micro battles here. Basically, we're going to be going back and forth, testing new stuff. Today, we're going to be covering unit surrounding, all kinds of crazy crap that's just going to blow your freaking mind. I mean, it's really changed me for the better, and I'm pretty sure if you guys put some of these tips to yourself to use, you're going to become quite the better players yourself. Basically, I'm going to go over custom hotkeys while things are getting set up right now, and if I get interrupted, I'll get back to it later. There should be a file inside your War3 place, and it says something about custom hotkeys. It's very self-explanatory. Just read the information. I'm not really going to waste anybody's time by trying to tell you how to set up custom hotkeys. Instead, I'm going to tell you how I did my custom hotkeys. Basically, because your right hand is on your mouse, I'm judging that most people are right-handed. You're going to be using your mouse with your right hand, and your left hand is going to be on the left-hand side of your keyboard. So therefore, I moved commands such as move, building trees, and crap like that from the right-hand side of the keyboard. Anything beyond F and over, I moved it to the left-hand side of the keyboard. So basically, when I build, this is how it goes. I set A as build, so I click A. I click A again for altar, A and S to build Moonwell, A and D to build Ancient of War, A and F to build Ancient of Lore, A and T to build a tree, A and G to build Ancient of Wind. Basically, you can do whatever you want, but basically my point is you want to make it as easy and as quick as possible for you to be able to build your stuff. So when I click a wisp, I want to boom, boom, build, get to something else. Boom, boom, build, get to something else. You don't want to be clicking on the actual icon itself. Grab the wisp, click build, click the building, click where you want it. Basically, by using the custom hotkeys, I'm able to build buildings within like a second, opposed to being like 3 seconds. Now, at the beginning of the game, that's not really that important because you got all the time in the world. But when it comes to rebuilding crap in the middle of battles, you want to get that crap up and done right there on the spot. So when I do my custom hotkeys, I try and put as many as I can in the first row. Now, when it comes to units and buildings and things like that, for example, I put hero skills like this. F is my mana burn, D would be like my emulsion, and S and A really aren't that important because A I'm using for attack and S I'm using for stop. So my two hero skills are F and D. So when I'm using my Demon Hunter, boom, boom, F and D. I'm just going to reiterate that you can do whatever the hell you want with your custom hotkeys, but I'm just saying you want to make it as comfortable and as quick as possible for yourself. Everybody's different. You don't want to copy anybody else's stuff unless you think it also would work for yourself. So basically, that's the whole gist behind what you want to do. So that covers the building of units and stuff like that. When it comes to hero skills, like sometimes I'm running around, I'm going to get into this also. Here's what Grubby does, and here's what I do also, because this is how he taught me to do it. I put my first force group as my melee units, and of course that would include hunts, mountain giants, and bears. In my second group, I've put my dryads, my archers, or whatever's ranged. In the third group, I put my air and my casters. And my fourth group is my would be my buildings. I hotkey every single building into my 4. That would be my Ancient of War, Ancient of Lore, Ancient of Wind, Chimera Roost. That's what I mean, my production buildings. And why I do that is because I can click 4 and use the tab to whatever I want. So I can tab to my Lore, tab to my Wind, tab to my Ancient of Wind, tab to my Chimera Roost. And basically what I do is I go tab F for hunt, or tab A for archer, tab whatever you want. Just whatever you want to do, just set it up as such. So if you want to put it in any specific order, just make sure you know what it is, so when you tab you can build it without actually having to look at the units. Now this is an extremely important fact. I mean, I can't even describe to you how important it is to be able to build units without having to look at it while you're microing. I mean, that's multitasking right there. That's the whole point of micros, to multitask. So basically, say I'm in a battle right now. Okay, boom, I'm using my hunts. I'm trying to keep them from being surrounded. Oh, I need to build 2 more hunts. 4 tab hunt. 4 tab dryad. Okay, now I got things built and I can concentrate on what I'm doing. So anyways, I'll get back to more of the hotkey tips. Right now, Grubby's describing actually how to do a surround. Now this seems pretty basic, but I'm telling you, man, I'm going to pull off my first surround in this game in over 3,500 games I've played, I've never pulled off a surround before, because to tell you the truth, I thought it was something that was hard for Huntress users to do. I didn't know that it's actually easier to pull off a Huntress surround than it is a footman surround or a grunt surround, because I thought all you did was get around the unit and just press attack. I thought they automatically get up to the unit, but apparently they do not. You need to move in. So basically, I'm just going to tell you guys how to do a surround. Basically, what you want to do is you want to separate your units around your opponent's running unit or stunned unit, so that you can press move and click on the unit. Sounds pretty simple, but it's a lot harder than you think. Say my Huntress is running. Right now, Grubby's going to pull off a Huntress. Okay, so I got this running Huntress. So he's got 4 units right there. He's just positioning right now. He clicks move, move, click, move, click, move, click. Now he's all around the unit. Of course, I get away. But he has 4 grunts. To pull off a perfect surround, you need to get every angle. So you need some kind of stun. Stormbolt, entangle, stomp, whatever. If you have some kind of stun, you can position your units just perfectly around, your opponent's unit, and you can pull off 4 unit surrounds. You can do it with 4 grunts. You can do it with 4 Huntress. Usually you need some kind of stun or entangle or something like that to pull it off. Generally, to pull off a good surround, you need about 5 units to pull it off effectively without any kind of stun. As you can see here, 5 is enough. 6 is perfect. So basically, I don't really figure out how to do the perfect surround until the end of this game, but we went over a lot of things, which I'll be going over quite a bit this little special commentary, whatever. If you want, after the special, you can go ahead and watch this replay over again and just read everything that's being typed here, because basically this is the Bible for doing Gosu surrounds and Huntress blocks and unit stopping and all that crazy crap that we go over this game. So that's some good stuff. Right now, we're just trying to set up how we're going to do a little bit of practice session on how to surround. Basically, what Grubby's going to be doing is he's going to try and take one of his grunts and run it to the shop to the left over there. Oh, by the way, you guys can take the fog of war off. There's no point in really keeping it on. And you're going to see me try and stop his unit, or surround it, or do whatever I have to do. Which I think I failed the first time, because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. This is the first time I've ever tried to pull it off. But basically, you can also practice this kind of crap yourself. I mean, you can take a Huntress and tell it to run to a tavern, and you can try and surround your own Huntress. That's a good way to try and practice the strategy out. Anyways, while we're kind of paused, I'll go into more of the custom hotkeys thing. Basically, this is how Grubby does his hotkeys and when he plays games, and this is how I do my own. Okay, I stated 4 was all the unit producing buildings. 5 is your altar. 6 is your upgrading center, whether it's your Huntress Hall or your War Mill, whatever. That would be your 6. So when you click 6, you're going to click your hotkey like, okay, 6 moon strength, or 6 armor, 6 ultravision, whatever. Basically what you want to do is you want to set your hotkeys up so that you don't have to look at what the hell you're upgrading, what you're buying, or what you're doing. So I know it seems pretty simple, but that basically covers all your upper hotkeys right there. As for something a little different now, F1, F2, and F3 are your heroes. And I think earlier in this replay, Grubby already went over how to use that. So basically what you want to do is F1 Stormbolt click, F2 Flame Strike, whatever. You want to hotkey it. So you want to go F1 and whatever you have you set as your Stormbolt, you want to click that. So let's pretend F1 F is your Stormbolt. So you have your Mountain King. You click F1 F click, F2 D click. And I'm telling you, that is a lot faster than having to manually click your hero, manually click Stormbolt, and then click on the unit. And by the time you freaking do it, he's probably already ran away. So basically, that's how to use your F keys. Right now, Grubby again is stating more on how to do the 4 unit surround. You guys can see that. I'm just going to continue talking about more hotkeys and stuff. Basically, another good thing to remember is your alt. I'm sure everyone knows if you hold down alt that you can see the unit health. One thing that most Gosu players don't do is they don't hold down alt. They just click it. Click it once. Click it once. Boom, boom. Click it once. Click. Okay, see what's weak. Get onto something else. That's one thing I didn't know about. I learned that from Fury, actually. Fury said he probably clicks alt during a battle about 100 times in a freaking battle. I mean, that's pretty insane. Fury's APM is something in like the 300s. I mean, it's pretty insane. And he uses fiends, so that's crazy. Grubby's is something in the 300 also. Right now, I'm barely breaking 100. I mean, I haven't really put much of this stuff to good use yet. I mean, I'm trying to... It's practically like I'm almost relearning the whole game right now. Because, God damn, I need some water. Hold on. Oh, yeah. Anyways, basically, I'm trying to practically relearn the whole goddamn game. I mean, I went so long by using the actual manual clicking method that this is almost like totally foreign for me. It's like... So I'm basically trying to learn it bit by bit. Basically, if you haven't put this to use yourself, I wouldn't try and learn all this crap at one shot. If I were you, I'd try and teach yourself one thing at a time. If you want to work on making your units all selected at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, try teaching yourself that first. At the beginning of the game, hotkey your production buildings, hotkey everything I just told you about, and then try using that. If you're working on making custom hotkeys, work for the next 100 games on just using your custom hotkeys. Then worry about something else a little later. Don't try and learn too much at the same time because you're going to overwhelm yourself, and it's going to become crazy for you, and you won't be able to learn crap because there's just too much information to go over. Basically, what I'm trying to teach you guys how to do is learn one thing at a time, and basically over time, you guys can improve your own micro bit by bit, as I'll be doing for myself. Right now I'm trying to teach myself how to hotkey all my buildings and produce things without looking. That's called macro. So basically what I'm trying to do is learn how to macro stuff without having to look back at my base. Another nice little tip is if you press the space bar, it'll go to your last used building. So if you're under attack and you click your space bar, it's going to take you right to that building that's under attack. If a building just got through producing a unit, it'll take you right to that building. So that's a very important thing to remember. Clicking your F1 key, F2, F3 key right above your 1, 2, 3, and 4. Very important when you want to move some of your units but not move your hero at the same time. So also another important thing. Here's how I set up my move and my attack and my stop buttons. I set Q as move, I set A as attack, and I set S as stop. Stop will come in a little later. Basically right now I'm pulling off my first Huntress around. Pretty sloppy. Not too bad though. Anyways, here's how you want to do it. I used to manually click attack and click on a unit, and that basically slowed down my micro so much that I couldn't really focus on anything else. So basically what you want to do now is A1, A2, 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A. Or 1A, 2A, 3A, whatever. So when you move, you want to click 1Q, click, 2Q, click, 3Q, click. 1A, click, 2A, click, 3A, click. Instead of 1, click on the icon and click on the unit. It's going to take freaking forever, man. So, basically, that's what you want to learn. That's basically what I'm trying to teach myself also. It's a really bad habit of mine, just clicking over to the icon. Really crazy. So, basically, that's what you want to work on there when you're using your new hotkeys. Another good tip here. There's so much information, I'm really just trying to fit it all as much as possible into this commentary. When it comes to big battles, what you want to do is set your heroes to do their thing first. You want to click F1 mana burn, F2, or even better yet, the standard undead combo: coil, nova, impale, F1 coil, F2 nova, F3 impale, and that's how those Gosu players really pull that off really fast. So you know, you can do that with Orc and Night Elf just as easily. I mean, you can have like Drunken Haze, whatever. I mean, you can do all that stuff just as fast. Comes in really handy. So basically, we're working on more surrounds here. I'm basically trying to teach myself how to surround. A little slow there. I mean, if that grunt was moving, he would have been out of there in no time. But that's what practice is all about. So anyways, now we're going to play the game of Grubby trying to get his grunt past my army right there. So I'm doing an okay job at blocking him. I almost got the surround, but look how slow that was. So basically, there goes the grunt right by. It's pretty funny, being a grunt has an average run speed, and my hunt has fast run speed, and Grubby can surround my hunt like it was standing still. Alright, basically, yeah, he got his grunt by me. Now it's my turn, I think, in a little bit to try and get my hunt past his army. I want you to take a look at how fast he freaking surrounds my hunt also. Yeah, he's just playing with me here. I mean, this is... Look at that. I mean, I don't even know where the hell to go. Yeah, really good. Basically, if I would have known the tips he taught me later, I could have been able to stop that grunt from running away, but we'll get to that a little bit later. Alright, so he's dancing his grunt around me. Yeah, I'm looking pretty stupid. Oh, look at that. I'm a dumbass. There it goes. Anyways, alright, so the grunt gets away. I'm just gonna shoot at it a little bit. Ah, shit. Alright, now I'm gonna try and get my hunt past his army. Alright, there goes my hunt. So now he's standing there. And there goes my hunt again. So now I'm going to try and run around. I know he's going to run there, so I'll try and run through the backside. I'm trying to mess around, but oh, look at this. Surrounded. What the hell? So, that's basically being Gosu right there for you. I mean, you know, he took a unit that was obviously faster than his whole army, and he was able to surround it like it was nothing. So that's how you can do it with practice. When you practice as much as Grubby has and how to surround units, this pretty much comes second. Look at that, he did it to me again. Son of a bitch. Gosu, motherfucker, I swear to God. That's why this guy's so good, man. This guy's like the best Orc player in the world. I mean, his micro is absolutely insane. His micro gets the girls wet, I'm telling you. Anyways, alright, so, Huntress right there. I should probably keep the jokes to a minimum because I don't want to ruin the Gosu-ness of this this little training session here. So I'll save those for my next audio, which I plan to record after this. But anyways, alright, there goes my hunt. Yeah, alright, finally got it by Grubby's army. I got lucky. Alright, so anyways, that's basically how to pull off the surround. You want to get your units spread around the enemy unit as much as possible. Look at that, he almost pulls off a 4 unit surround on my hunt. Crazy. And you want to dance your units around their unit, and then click move, click move, click move, click move, click. That's how you get a good surround in. You want to get your units around the unit, and when you feel as though you're closely enough spread around the unit, you click 1, move, click. Then move click, then move click, then move click, move click, move click, and your units will slowly move in. I mean, well, not slowly, but they'll move in quick enough around the unit and get it surrounded. And then from that point, you can right click on the unit or click 1A on the unit. Preferably click 1A because you don't want to right click somewhere else by accident and lose the surround. So anyways, that's how you pull off the surround. That's surrounding in a nutshell. You can do it with ghouls, you can do it with whatever the hell you want. You can do it with Wisp, you can do a surround any way you want, but that is how you pull off a surround. Okay, alright. On to more goodies. Basically, for all those people who are new out there and they're watching this replay, this is something you should probably keep in the back of your mind. I think there's an order of things you should probably learn when it comes to this game. The first thing you should learn when you pick a race is build order. You should get a build order down. You can easily learn build orders by watching replays. So basically, what you want to know is how to do a neutral hero build and how to do a standard hero build, and from there, you should be alright. You should learn where to put your burrows, where to put your moon wells, where you should stick your production units, how many peons you should have on your gold mine, how many peons you should have on wood. All that standard crap is what you should learn first. The second thing you should learn is strategy. That's basically what I'm known for mostly, is my strategy. I mean, that's the reason why I got this far is because of my strategy alone. Personally, I've made it, I think, to the top 10 in ladder a couple times just on my strategy alone. I mean, my micro sucked. I mean, I knew how to micro small battles and stuff, like I can move hunts and stuff, but basically in big battles I would pick my nose and get a drink and, you know, say hi to my neighbor and come back and hope I won. So, but basically, if you will also notice, most of my strategies that I show you guys aren't really micro intensive. I mean, you're gonna see this next commentary I do on a game versus another undead player, in which I mean, you'll just see. You check out the replay. I mean, the strategy is badass. I mean, I've been working on that strategy for about 2 patches now. I mean, I've been perfecting the hell out of it. I mean, that's what I kind of pride myself is on my strategy. But if I was to get my micro up to the Gosu level, I mean, I pretty much might be unstoppable. I mean, I don't want to toot my own horn, but micro is basically what separates the Gosu players away from the standard players. So anyways, off to what I was saying. I don't want to get too sidetracked here. I was going to say something about... Oh yeah, alright, so the second thing you want to go over is strategy. The third thing you want to go over is battle positioning and timing. What I mean by that is, alright, say, you know, your army's at the bottom of a hill, but then again, you know, you have all melee. Do you run or do you stay? You know, things like that. I mean, basically, that's all trial and error, but it's common sense. If you're at the bottom of the hill and you're using all ranged, you're not going to want to stay there. But if you're using all melee, well, then it doesn't really matter. But if you're at the top of the hill and you're going against melee and all you have is ranged, then you're going to want to be there. Another good thing, if you're in the middle of creeps, I mean, what do? Do you attack the creeps and run? Do you ignore the creeps, attack the enemy? Do you back off your army, let the enemy walk in, attack the creeps, so the creeps attack the enemy? It's all trial and error basis. That's basically what you want to go over as your third. The fourth thing you want to go over is hotkeys and micro and macro, and that's basically what we're going over now. If I were you, I would learn your micro macro steadily and slowly. I wouldn't go into it too fast, but if you can learn it over time, well, that's just great. But that's basically the order in which you should learn things. Basically, in my opinion, there's several different kinds of players. I mean, there's the newbie players who've never played before. Then you have the beginner players. Then you have the intermediate players. Then you have the expert level. And then after the expert level, you have the Gosu players. The Gosu players, like the members of 4K, SK, all those good European clans. There's some pretty good Gosu people from the United States also. Aetherx, who's an exceptional player. Very well-mannered also. Lots of good people. I won't go into naming too many names, but basically the transition to go from a newbie to a new player or, you know, a beginner is not really too difficult. Basically all you have to do is watch replays and play games. I mean, it's not too hard. The transition from a beginning player to an intermediate level, again, just requires more playing, more strategy, more studying of replays, maybe even trying to invent a few of your own. Transition from an average player or an above average player to maybe what you would call as an expert player these days would be, you know, learning your battle positioning, things like that. It's really not too big of a leap. But the biggest leap right now, is the leap I'm trying to make right now, is from what I would like to consider myself an expert player, is the jump from an expert player to a Gosu player is probably the hardest jump to make, because basically what you're trying to teach yourself is multitasking, and that in itself is the hardest part of this game to learn. Trying to learn to do these really creative moves, and trying to pull off other tasks at the same time is really difficult. We're going to require some pretty quick fingers, and basically that's how it is. And basically right now what we're trying to go over is how to block running heroes and running units from escaping with just one unit. I mean, how many times have you played a game and you thought to yourself, oh, that lucky son of a bitch got away with like 10 hit points. Oh, that lucky stupid ass unit made it back into his base. What a lucky shit. You know, how many times have you told that to yourself? Well, this, my friend, is probably the biggest tip you can probably get right now, is how to stop those running units from getting away. Grubby's used this on me like a million times, and it's pretty amazing, and it's actually pretty difficult to try and pull off. But basically, here's the gist of what we're trying to do. I'm going to take my Huntress, I'm going to try and slow down the Tauren Chieftain as much as possible to try and prevent him from making it back to his base. I want you to imagine I have an army of archers and Huntress behind him, and he has like 100 hit points, and there's nothing except one Huntress in the way of him getting to his base. So basically we're trying to set this up. One thing we kind of had a problem with these games is a communication thing, in which, you know, Grubby was trying to tell me what he wanted to do, and I was kind of misunderstanding, so there was a little bit of downtime trying to figure it out, but that's alright, we got it figured out. Basically, man, I pulled this off about a couple of games ago, actually, and I thought I was like the most Gosu player in the whole entire world, and I pulled this crap off. I mean, there was this running Death Knight, and I had a Huntress, and I was preventing the Death Knight from running away. And man, I was crapping my pants, dude. I mean, I was so happy that I stopped his running Death Knight from getting away that I got up out of my chair and I started dancing, and I ended up losing the game because I was so happy I stopped the hero from running. I mean, that sounds pretty retarded, but I was pretty proud of myself. So anyways, we're just getting it lined up. Grubby's going to take his Tauren Chieftain, I'm sure, and get him running pretty soon. Or he's going to take this Grunt. I can't remember. Anyways, we're just chatting right here. Just getting this lined up. Yeah, some pretty good stuff here. Alright, come on. Blah, 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 blah. I'm running out of good crap to talk about. Don't want to make this too boring. Kind of tempted to tell a story or something like that right now, but I don't want to ruin this. Oh, I know what I can do. I can start thanking people. I mean, shit. I'm going to thank Grubby one more time. I've talked to a lot of Gosu players before, and people I've known a long time. But I'm going to tell you one thing. Grubby is by far the most well-mannered and the nicest Gosu I've ever met. I mean, he basically, look, I'm going to put it this way. I mean, Grubby's a really busy guy. I mean, he's traveling the countries, he's playing pro matches. I mean, he's macking on hella ladies, I'm sure. And, you know, he takes like a good hour and a half of his time, 45 minutes of it, spent just teaching me how to do a Huntress around and all these other crazy things. I mean, he could have been playing the game, he could have been doing anything, but he did this as like a favor to me. And I just had to double check to make sure that, I could share this with you guys, because I think that this information right here is just gold. I mean, this information that I'm giving you guys right now is something that no one really wants to share. I mean, this is something that takes a long time to figure out, and once you figure it out, you're so proud of yourself for figuring it out that you don't want to share it with other people, because this is what differentiates you from other Gosus. I mean, people who pull off these crazy maneuvers in big important games, I mean, this is the kind of things that people just watch and just go, oh my god, this is like amazing. So basically, alright, here we go. This is it right here. This is how you do the stop. This is what I like to call preventing your units from running away, maneuver, something creative, yeah, whatever. So anyways, 50% of the clicks are going to be the click in front of the unit. 50% of the click is going to be you pressing the stop key. So basically, say he has a running grunt. I'm going to right click in front of his grunt, and then I'm going to click stop. Right click stop, right click stop, right click stop. So whenever the grunt tries to move, I'm going to maneuver my hunt in front of where he's running, and I'm going to click stop. click, stop, click, stop, click, stop, click, stop. Basically what's going to happen is my hunt's going to move in his way, then stops. It's going to force the grunt to try and run around my unit, but instead, he's going to get blocked by my huntress, so I'm going to click move again. Huntress is... Alright, here we go. Now I'm going to try and stop Grubby's Torn Chieftain. He's going to try and run away. Okay, I entangle him, I stop him. Okay, now I'm ready to go. Here we go. Now I'm in a bad place. Now I'm in front. Now he's going to go for the run. Okay, so right now... What the hell are you doing? Is this the part I'm thinking about or not? Okay, I think... okay, he's going to go back. It's going to be the next part. I was pretty proud of myself, guys. This is the first time I ever did this, and I was pretty happy. Okay, so here we go. I got that hunt. Yeah, sexy little hunt. Alright, so now he's going to try and run. Now watch what I do right about now. Now here's where I start doing it. Click stop, click stop, click stop, click stop, click stop. He's trying to run around my unit. Click stop, click stop, click stop. It's pretty slow, but just imagine if I was spamming it. Click stop. Okay, now he gets away. Now I was clicking about this speed. Click, stop, click, stop, click, stop. Now imagine if I was doing this. Click stop, click stop, click stop. You know, that's how he does it. Boom, 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 boom. 10 times better than what you saw. Do you see how much I slowed down that Torn Chieftain? That's enough to get a few finishing kills in itself right there. Now imagine if I was really spamming it. I mean, he wouldn't have been moving at all. So that right there is probably one of the most Gosu moves you can ever pull off, and very effective at that. So if you manage to get one unit far enough ahead of a running army, you can basically stop a few units in that running army enough to take out a few of the back units. Hell, you can even take out a hero or two. So that's, I hope you guys remember that. That's pretty damn important. Also pretty difficult to try and pull off, but if you can make it work, man, it sure is pretty effective. So pretty much for the rest of the game, we're going to be practicing some more Huntress rounds and some more crazy crap. We're just kind of fooling around at this point. Grubby's going to go ahead and show one more good little tip here. This is kind of funny on this map, or maybe other tavern maps also. You notice that the heroes always pop out where that door is on the tavern. Well, watch what he does here. This is pretty funny. If you're in a battle and you happen to, you know, see that your enemy hero is going to run up there and try and buy a tavern hero, if you can position your army as such, check this out. Alright. Buy that Naga. Any second now. I'm on, Grubster. There you go, look at that. Naga's already surrounded. Pretty funny. And there's nothing they can do about it. Basically, the hero dies, and you get a free hero kill. And right here, I was trying to be a smartass. I was trying to wisp surround his hero. Pretty funny. So, if you watch a little bit later, I'm going to try and put a few of these tips to good use. We're actually going to have ourselves a little bit of a battle, and when it starts happening, I'll show you something, and actually show you some pretty Gosu-looking moves there that pretty much shocked myself when I did it. When you get into a battle, the first thing you don't want to do is try and tip off your enemy that you're going to be trying to pull off a surround on their hero, because of course they're just going to dance their hero around. You're going to lose a bunch of units. So instead, why don't you do this? Just go ahead and engage their army and try and play a couple units off to the side, and when you see that their hero is a little sticking out a little too far, a little vulnerable maybe, slap on a speed scroll, run in there, boom, surround, kill the hero, TP them out, make them TP out, kill the hero if it has no TP. And that's very effective right there. If you don't have a speed scroll, you entangle, stormbolt, whatever the hell you got, just use it, sleep, whatever, works all good. So that's basically what you want to do inside of a nice little battle right there. So if you got some good units, hell, you can pull off an archer surround maybe. You can even pull off a stone form gargoyle surround. I mean, those are pretty neat in themselves. Oh, shit. Good stuff. Well, anyways, okay, trying to figure out some more things to talk about. Yeah, just, yeah, so we're just still talking about shit and stuff right there. So anyways, I keep looking at my base like I'm gonna build something. Anyways, yeah, that's pretty much, doing builds in a nutshell. I mean, doing Huntress surrounds and blocking units right there. I'm trying to think about any more custom hotkeys thing. Oh yeah, there is one thing. I've just thought about this right now. Go to your options menu. Oh, I better not. Anyways, why don't you go ahead and pause the replay at the 30. I'm at 36, 39, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Let's pause this in 3, 2, 1. Pause. Alright, you should be at the 36:20 mark. Very quickly go to your menu at the top, F10. Go to options. Go to gameplay. And there should be an unchecked box. It says subgroup order modifier key. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, what in the fuck is a subgroup order modifier key? Subgroup order modifier key. Let's just get out of this. Get out of the previous menu. Okay, get out of this menu thing. Let's unpause in 3, 2, 1. Unpause. Alright. Basically, a subgroup modifier key is if you hit the tab button when you have a bunch of units. Let's say you have a dryads and archers selected into one group. Now let's say you want to move the dryads, but you don't want the archers to move. Say your dryads are being focus fired by catapults, but you don't want to move your archers because it doesn't really matter because they're doing heavy damage and they got medium armor. They're taking reduced damage anyways. And you want to move those dryads out of the way. With the subgroup modifier key clicked or checked or whatever, box highlighted with an X in there, whatever, you get the idea. You can hold down, I believe it's the control key, and if you right click on the map, your dryads will move, but your archers will not. Or if you single click on your archers and you leave your dryads unhighlighted in the group, your archers will move, but your dryads will stay. I don't personally use that. Grubby doesn't personally use it either because we just usually just do it ourselves by clicking on the units. You can use that if you want. Some people use it, some ghosts use it, some people don't. Personally, if you think it's a good idea, go for it. It's all you. Another good tip that I just thought of right now, you can hold down the control key and click on a unit and it'll highlight every unit of the same type. Personally, I used to double click things, but double clicking takes up a lot of time. Sometimes you misclick. Oh, I just lost my keeper. Pretty sexy. Anyways, sometimes, well, what I used to do is just double click, and sometimes when my units are running and I misclick, and then I lose a lot of units because I didn't highlight my group. Hold down the control key, click that unit, and it will automatically select all the units. Man, I really trying hard not to forget anything in this audio because I'd hate to forget something important. Basically spamming the click move button here. That's what I'm doing. The reason why it took so long is because I didn't separate my units enough. That's something you might want to look after there. Other micro tips. I think that's freaking it, man. I can't stress how cool custom hotkeys are. Some people don't use them because they're so used to the other version. But if you can set up your own custom hotkeys, I mean, that rules. The only downside is you're going to have to save them on a floppy disk if you go to a LAN or some kind of tournament or something like that. It'll take you a minute to set it up, but then again, you'll have the edge over your opponent because your hotkeys are so much quicker than your opponent's. So anyways, that's that. That's pretty much all I can think of in custom hotkeys. F click, 1 click, A1, all that crazy crap. I think that's basically all of the tips right there. Oh yeah, also, please everyone, if I did forget any tips, go ahead and leave some posts inside the forum underneath this audio special, and I'm sure people can check on that. If I did indeed forget something, and maybe not my next audio, because I might be recording that next because I have an urge to become a funny bastard. Goddamn, that next game I'm about to do an audio on, dude, is so funny. I shit you not, man. I'm just gonna talk a little preview into it right now. I don't stop talking the whole damn game, dude. I beat this guy's ass. It's so funny. I don't shut up for 5 minutes, I tell you. I think I drank too much coffee that day. But anyway, that's enough of that. I don't want to ruin this. Yeah, this is almost done. This is about like 5 more minutes left to go. and there's nothing really for me to talk about that I can think of. So I'm just going to go off into kissing some ass right now. I'd like to thank 4K Fury for your tips also. I really appreciate the tips on using the Alt key and manually selecting units in battle, and that's a good tip also that Fury taught me. I mean, he just clicks the Alt key and he's macroing, microing. He manually clicks the units in itself. He puts his heroes into the Forest Group 1. I do the same also. I put my heroes in there also. Some people prefer just to put units in there and use the F1 key. But personally, I'm kind of used to putting my hero in there also, so I kind of like to stick my heroes inside there. Some people put their melee heroes in 1 and their ranged heroes in 2. Whatever floats your freaking boat, dude. It doesn't really matter. Do whatever you want. Hell, do them all if you want. Just do whatever you feel like doing. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I really hope you guys improve a lot and enjoyed this little special. Please feel free to not only thank me, but go ahead and drop 4K Grubby a PM and thank him. Because if it wasn't for him, I couldn't share all this information with you guys, and who knows? It probably would have never been said. So, alright guys, you guys take care. Good luck in your games. See you next time. Alright, peace.